So, hey everybody, welcome to Virtual All Staff Week, or weeks, since we have stuff going on this week and next week too. I wanted to spend some time today and go through the state of the state because this is something that I normally would do during our all staff meeting. And our state of the state is alive and well. It's not only surviving, it's thriving. And the stories of your leadership, your successes, it's incredible. The thousands of lives that you guys save every day, it inspires me more than I can tell you. It definitely does get me through the hardest days. But best friends didn't just spring up overnight. And I must admit that the first 26 years of being at Best Friends has crept up on me. And from time to time, one is presented with an opportunity to reflect on what has contributed to the success of something. And that time for reflection has been this past year, for sure this past year. And in the case of our organization, our success is because we are a family. And that is the rock upon which any enduring organization or movement is founded. And it's upon this reflection, even though the state of the state is thriving, it is also incredibly fragile. And I believe that all of us are shockingly aware of how rapidly everything we took for granted has been shown to be truly paper thin. And if I could push a button and make all this go away for all of you and everybody else in the world, I would. And I know you guys would too. The country and the world will forever be changed because of this. It is going to change in ways that we can't even imagine. And the loss of life is also heartbreaking. And we need to learn from this and always remember that, number one, we are vulnerable. We just are. That our only true commodity is time, and it's precious, and we need to spend that wisely. And that nothing, not our powerhouse world economies, the way that we do business, or what we're going to do tomorrow can be taken for granted. That every person, plant, animal, everything is connected. Everything in this world is connected. And that unless we view the world that way, and we take into consideration with every action that we do as human beings, that there will be consequences. Which brings me back to family. And none of what we can do, none of the things that are happening right now in animal welfare would be happening today without the original vision of our founders. We are lucky enough at this moment in time to still have them with us, to still have them involved, to still have their vision helping to guide us. And it's not often that people start a movement that creates massive societal shift like they have, but are still alive to see that movement and that possibility and that vision actually come true. And that is what we're on the course for, 2025, and for our founders to still be alive to witness this. That is a remarkable thing. I can't think of one other example like that. They are brilliant, they're innovative, they're kind, they're dedicated. They are slightly kooky, but they are also pioneers. And everything that we do in our movement, everything we've accomplished, everything we represent as an organization traces back to them. And I know that they'll tell you, and you've heard them say this before, that they never imagined that this organization would be what it has become. But that doesn't mean that we don't owe them everything for setting this movement in motion, not just this organization, but the entire no-kill movement, and continuing to guide us every day. And for that, I am grateful. And because of the culture that they established in the early days, and because of the principles they've built into our DNA, we're attracting the next generation of brilliant, innovative, kind, dedicated, and slightly kooky people. That's all of you. Own it. You should own that. Who have the minds and the talent to see us through the face of crisis. but also to see us finish the victory towards 2025. That is such an enduring quality for an organization. And again, I can't think of another example out there like that. The state of our state is changing, but you know what? It always has been. When the founders started all of this craziness, they didn't look at the way animal welfare was being done. They didn't look at the catch and kill model and try to improve on that. Hell no. They looked at how to completely turn the entire thing on its head, how to completely turn the status quo and the system on its head. And it's been one change after another ever since. And if you track the trajectory of our history, that is what it's been, one change after another. I can remember when I first arrived here at Best Friends and I bumped into Jana DePire in the village, and she said, you know, my dear, just keep one thing in mind, and that is things will continue to change. And boy, was she right. And guess what? That is what leadership is. Leadership isn't ever about staying the same. It isn't. Nothing in the world stays the same. And if you want to lead, you need to reach out and grab that, and you have to look for new and better ways of doing things. And because that's how this organization started, it is in our DNA to do that. And that's why we've come out of every crisis smarter, stronger, and better at what we do. And right now with COVID, we're probably looking at as big of a change in our movement and with the organization as the founders did 36 years ago. And I know that sounds scary. I wish I could tell you exactly what that looks like right now, but that's leadership. Leadership is about adapting to change. And we're looking at completely changing how we're doing things because the world is looking at that. Everybody's looking at what is the new normal going to be. And we're looking at taking a theory that we've been talking about for a couple of years now and making that a new normal. What does a community look like that is based on the community in terms of saving lives, not based on a shelter, but a community life-saving effort, a community resource center? You've heard me talk about that before. You've heard me talk about the shelter of the future. And that is what we're looking at. And that's what we're talking about, making the new normal. And honestly, I feel like that is what is going to propel us to 2025, almost more quickly than anything that we've done in the past. And that truly is how we're going to save millions of more animals. And you know what? We are going to lead that, us, all of you who are listening today, everyone on this call, everyone who's watching, we're going to lead this. And we're going to plant a third flag as well. And that third flag is about kindness, because the state of the state is about kindness. And everything good, everything that's lasting, everything that's worthwhile comes from kindness. Not force or what some people think is power. It's kindness. Real power comes from extending your hand, not your fist. Power isn't pushing somebody down. It's helping them back up and getting on their feet. It's helping them back up and extending that hand when they fall. It's what Maya Angelou said. At the end of the day, people don't remember what you said or did. They remember how you make them feel. There are no truer words than that now. That resonates so much now. And that is how we're going to get through this time. And that's what I've seen from every one of you guys. I've been pushing out the kindness message, but you have taken it beyond anything that I could ever imagine. The unbelievable flexibility that you guys have shown and the innovation that you've shown in response to COVID to begin to deliver the shelter of the future, that the community is the solution to saving lives, not a brick and mortar facility. It's that grassroots public. Because if you give people the opportunity to do the right thing, they typically will. And finally, our culture initiative, which is so incredibly important to me, which is to really propagate and promote kindness internally, because it starts with us. It starts with our foundation. And that is what's going to grow our culture. It's not anything, any mapping that we do or any project that we come up with. It starts with you and it starts with me. And that culture initiative is so important to me. But more than what we do, the state of the state is who we are, because that is the only way we can do what we do. We extend our hands to shelters and rescues all over the country because of who we are. We hold Strut Your Metal over the country, which makes way more money for other organizations than it does for us because of who we are. We've formed an alliance of 3,000 network partners because of who we are. Our action team is on the streets right now today and in communities because of who we are. That's what makes us so special. And what makes us so special is that we are a family. We are a family. We are brothers and sisters. We are a filigree of 1,000 tiny threads woven together by kinship and kindness, trust, and the simple fact of devoting oneself to a cause greater than one, but toward the whole. And that includes not just our staff, but our volunteers, our donors, our visitors, our grassroots advocates, and really every person and every animal that you guys touch with your work and your kindness. I may be the CEO here, but honestly, you guys are my touchstone. You guys are the standard by which I judge myself every day. Your actions, your words, the way you work, all of it totally blows me away. That is the standard bearer. You are the smartest, most innovative and adaptable, most dedicated, and yes, kindest people that I have ever met in my entire life. So yeah, our challenges have shown us that we're all vulnerable, but our strength, your strength, has been in your ability to bend and not break, and then to use the lessons you've learned to help others, because that is the only way we're ever going to get through this and through any other crisis that presents itself to us, and how we're ever going to make real societal change. And that's together as a family, as one planet, and through kindness. And that's why I can sit here today and say to you guys that the state of the state is amazing because of who you are and who we are together as a family. We've done things that people said were impossible. And you guys all know what those are, what those were, what those have been, what those continue to be. All of the innovations that we've made as an organization, from starting the sanctuary in the first place in remote southern Utah, building a national brand and a national powerhouse and force for good, everybody said that was impossible. It just was, but not to us. And because of you, we're banding together in the face of COVID. And we're going to come out of this on the other side, even stronger, smarter, and better at what we do. We are going to reshape the face of animal welfare. We're going to save lives, and we're going to make the world so much better for every living thing in it. And that is what COVID is going to reshape for us. And only there, within that crucible of family relationships, can a successful organization or movement be formed. Allegiance, dedication, and most importantly, kindness. These are our values that all bind a family together. And to realize that elusive state of being an organization that will change the world, not just this country, but the world in the face of adversity, it can be a tireless struggle, a battle, really, but it is a battle worth fighting. For there is nothing in this life that can match that. The right kind of organization with the right kind of people is the foundation upon which a successful family must rest. The state of the state is amazing because you are amazing. Happy All Staff Week, everyone. I'm really glad that I can be with you to share this with you virtually. There's more fun stuff to come. I really, really love all of you guys. and I hope that you have a great day, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday. All right, take care. See you later.